Christian Novels Audiobooks, the story of Wayne and Jean Vozzolo, the Cross Penny series, Kisses of Mercy, episode number 139. Jean and Wayne drove around the fence line, stopping at every work area. What we thought was going to take our very small but excellent crew a very long time now looks like it'll be finished come Saturday, maybe even Friday, Jean said as they stopped at the next work site. As soon as they got out of the truck, Wayne and Jean started singing the same song that each individual crew was singing. They hugged each crew member, including the original fence crew, leading each team. When I leave here and go to work for the fence manufacturing company, do you think the crews will sing and the bosses give me hugs? One fence crew leader asked. Jean laughed. You could probably get away with the singing, but I don't think your bosses will do much hugging. And you can always come visit here and get your hug quota filled. She gave him an extra hug. When they finished the fence rounds, they inspected Tony's shed, talked to every person, and gave them hugs. Jean asked Beth and Carrie, could one of you cover the super busy phones for the afternoon and Friday? I would like to give Bobby the rest of the day off so she can have a long weekend with her sister and go shopping in the city. Why, of course. One of the sales guys can go over to Bobby's desk, and one of us will be working on the manuals. Beth immediately answered, and Carrie nodded in agreement. Jean asked the salesman in Beth's office to come with her and Wayne over to Bobby's office. Grab your phone book and papers. You can work over there for the rest of the day and tomorrow. On the way to Bobby's office, Wayne asked, how are the sales going for the fast food equipment? Phenomenal and super easy, was the reply. When the three of them arrived across the street, the salesman sat at the far desk from Bobby's. Wayne looked at the chalkboard in the sales room with the different cubicles. Instead of cases of different produce listed, it had the salesman names and lines underneath for the number of sales. Every name had at least one or two lines. The salesman from Bobby's office proudly got up and wrote his name on the board and put 2 lines. He also wrote the salesman's name working in Carrie's office and marked 1 line. Goodness gracious, Wayne whistled. Jean looked at the board and smiled and turned her attention to Bobby. Bobby, I'll pass out the payroll envelopes for the fence crew, the kitchen crew, and any other workers. The amigos will get theirs next week. Go on and get a head start on visiting with your sister, and here's your pay envelope. You got a bonus in it, which you have more than earned. Thank you, Jean. Bobby hugged Jean and started gathering her things. Oh, I need Tricia's paperwork filled out, and Woody asked me to drive her over to Sunny Hills Nursing Home when she gets off the bus. Her grandparents should be there by now. I got it covered. See you Monday, Jean said. Wayne and Jean took the box of pay envelopes and climbed into one of the Vozzolo produce buses. Wayne stopped at Tony's shed and jumped out so he could talk to Willie about the sales board. Willie, you and Beth need to get over to the office and look at the sales board while we give Mark and Carrie their pay envelopes. As Beth came out with Willie, Jean handed her pay envelope to her. Beth, you have done an incredible job, so you have a little bonus inside. Thank you for a job well done. Thank you, Beth replied as she signed for envelope on the clipboard. Willie waited for her, and then they walked across the street together holding hands. Wayne went inside and gave Mark and Carrie their pay envelopes, both with bonuses inside, and had them sign the clipboard. Next, they drove back around the fence line and picked up all the fence crews, including the homecomers. As each entered the bus, Wayne handed each his pay envelope and had them sign for them on the clipboard. Without fail, each homecomer smiled and handed his unopened envelope to Jean. When they got to where Chester was, Wayne said, Climb on board, Chester. Everyone has worked long enough in the sun today. I'll drop you off at the other bus, and you can take all the workers back across the border. After Chester signed for his pay envelope, he noticed his envelope also had a nice bonus in it. Soon all the workers who lived across the border had their pay envelopes and were loaded on the bus, as well as the kitchen crew. Supper was ready to heat, and Jean had already decided it would be a paper plate sort of night. By the time they picked up everyone and made it back to the mess area hall, the school bus came. The timing is perfect, Wayne said. But where's Trish? Jean asked the amigos. She put on her running shoes and was going to run over to the nursing home and greet her grandparents. I've got her backpack, but nobody's got any homework, Sophie told her. Works for me, thank you. Jean said and climbed back up on the produce bus. "I get to ride with you," she smiled and sat down behind her husband next to the empty box where the pay envelopes had been. Then she shoved all the homecomers' envelopes back in the box. The night and morning crews, including the drivers, and Eduardo already had their pay envelopes. Eduardo also had a nice bonus inside his. He left much earlier to prepare for the evening service. Woody was waiting for Trish in the lobby. "You ran from school? I thought Bobby was going to bring you," Woody said as she came sailing in the door. "Nah, I needed to run, and I could get here quicker." "Okay, your grandparents, all four of them, are anxious to see you," Woody said. "Not nearly as anxious as I am. I think I broke my personal best getting here." Trish laughed as Woody escorted her down to Homa and Cedar's room. The Davisons were already there. Soon Woody left with a brand-new wheelchair, a transport board, and a brand-new portable urinal in the trunk of his white government car, ready to get Travis the next morning. When he arrived at Vozzolo Produce, the amigos ran to meet him and told him about their lunch talk time with the principal. "Let's keep that a secret, okay?" Woody instructed. They all agreed.